The sun beaming.
Call Me If You Get Lost starts with Sir Baudelaire. We immediately hear DJ Drama and know this is gonna be a Gangsta Grillz tape.
Y'all ready?
Ayo.
DJ the fuck.
It's T, baby.
I don't think you ready.
Wolf Haley. Bunny Hop.
The Gangsta Grillz tapes were a mixtape series DJ Drama ran in the early 2000s. He worked with artists like Pharrell, Lil Wayne, and now Tyler the Creator. But back to Sir Baudelaire. This track is Tyler catching us up on where he's been. He sets the scene in Geneva, Switzerland, swimming in the clear lakes and relaxing on the beach.
Fuels in their vest, swim trunks in the trunk, Geneva water the best, the passport looking thick, the afro need a pick, my skin soak up the sun, ain't shaking hands with you bums.
We then transition into track 2, Corso, with a beat change that takes us from the beaches of Geneva to a cold and dark atmosphere. We really hear Tyler talking his shit on this track, bragging about his multiple houses, cars, vacations, and even his plans to buy a boat.
French waltz, she said she like the voice, and I'm like, which one? I got two, hun. Look.
In the last verse of the track, we hear Tyler's first reference to the love triangle between him, a girl, and her boyfriend.
Tried to take somebody bitch cause I'm a bad person. I don't regret shit because that worth it. In the end she picked him. I hope when they fuck in she still thinking of me cause I'm that perfect.
We learn how in the end she picked the other man and left Tyler heartbroken. And now he's trying to use material possessions to numb his pain, but it's not working.
Nigga, my heart broken. Remember I was rich so I bought me some new emotions and a new boat cause I'd rather cry in the ocean. It's T, baby.
What's Your Name talks about the first time Tyler met the girl that would leave him heartbroken. He met her at a bakery, looking for a brioche his friend had put him onto.
I ended up looking for this brioche my boy told me about. That's when I met she.
He then fantasizes about all the things they could do together, including trips to Europe, watching films at Cannes, and proceeds to ask her for her name.
Oh, you look malnourished. Let's get some bread, fried an egg, yolk, and drown it in syrup. You pick a spot, I pick a tail number, and we could be tourists. Let's go to Cannes and watch a couple indie movies that you never heard of.
NBA Youngboy then comes in and kills his verse. He stays on beat the whole time, and this might have been one of the last collabs I would have expected, but I really like it.
Got a man, you should cut it off, get your passport, cause we run it off. We can sit and talk, you can tell me everything that's on your chest, baby, get it off.
We can assume all this happened in Tyler's head though, as the girl doesn't acknowledge him at all in the music video. And it's at the end of the video that Tyler realizes that the girl who he had become infatuated with was his friend's girlfriend.
What's your name? What's your name, girlfriend? What's your name? What's your name, girlfriend? What's your name? Yeah.
Lumberjack was the single for this album. The beat alone is incredible, as well as Tyler's double entendres and monotone voice. Lumberjack is one of my favorites so far. The track also features background vocals from notable members of Odd Future, like Damo, Taco, Elboy, and Jasper. But as far as the love story, Lumberjack only adds exposition that we hear at the start of the music video.
The plan was to sled in Bryan Head, Utah. Chase him dead, drop vanilla and cocoa, stumping in the powder that's reflecting on my porcelain skin. I decided to drive my concrete boat, floating, Kelly Green. That 9-hour push was spacious.
Hot Wind Blows takes us back to Geneva. Tyler's on vacation with said girl, and then Lil Wayne obviously does what Lil Wayne does. He drops the hardest feature I've heard from him in a while.
Pardon me, the wind it blows so hard to me like Mother Nature arguing about some baby father beeping. I'm stuck in the middle of the sandwich like slaughter me. Got my middle fingers to the cameras that's recording me from y'all to me. Brrr. Stop calling me unless you're ordering. I'm on the beach, I got my feet out, and I stay on my feet. The corner beat, I'm on a deep route. Just throw the ball at me, thought all this lean would have me see now. I guess they see now, that's touchdown.
But again, this track doesn't add very much to the overall story, but sonically, this is one of my favorite tracks on this album, especially this part right here.
Hard wind.
Catch me, my legs long.
I turned 23, that's when puberty finally hit me. My facial hair started growing, my clothes and ain't really fit me. That caterpillar went to cocoon, do you get me? See, I was shifting, that's really why Cherry Bomb sounded so shit.
Massa talks about Tyler finally leaving his comfort zone at 23 and finally becoming himself. We finally have an explanation of why Cherry Bomb sounded so different. Massa also talks about how Tyler never glamorized his struggle and the rough side of his life that nobody saw, such as his mother being in a homeless shelter at the time Yonkers was going viral.
My mom was in the shelter when Yonkers dropped out of saying, when I got her out, that's the moment I knew I made it. I don't come from money, they deny it. Since I don't mirror the stereotypical products of my environment.
This track shows the growth that Tyler has gone through in the last decade. I wasn't really a big fan of Tyler at the beginning of his career. His music felt like he was being vulgar just for the sake of being vulgar, but as time went on and he accepted who he was, he became one of my favorite artists. Run It Up talks about Tyler facing alienation from fellow black people because he was different and refused to stick to the status quo. He also talks about finding out what you want and chasing it relentlessly, without a doubt in your mind. This song serves as motivation to his fans and tells them anything is possible, and to be themselves regardless of what their surroundings tell them they should be.
It go like this.
Sweet takes us back to the love story. This song perfectly describes falling in love. Everything from Brent's vocals to the beautiful production. This is my favorite Tyler song ever. Sweet describes Tyler falling head over heels for this girl. And even though I've never been in love, I wouldn't be surprised if Sweet is exactly what it feels like.
Darling, you're the wind under my wings. This triple time when I see you, something I can't control. If I compared you, the sun is a standing. You got a smile that can light up a planet, yeah. And I just wanted you to know.
They should call you sugar. Why? You so sweet. Hey! Well, they should call you sugar because you're so sweet to me. Yeah. Well, they should call you sugar. Sugar. Oh, you're so sweet. I said, 'cause baby, you're the sweetest, sweetest, sweetest thing I've known.
Rappelle-moi si tu t'es perdu.
What makes you think I'm not in love? How could you know what's best for us? Why am I here
Thought You Wanted to Dance opens with a reggae-inspired undertone and discusses Tyler's heartbreak. We finally get to hear the girl's perspective through Fana Hugh's verse, where she admits she loves him, but says she didn't mean to lead him on, and basically tells him the "it's not you, it's me" story.
Honestly, it's all about the timing. I ain't mean to lead you on, because him and I got some things that we're trying, but my energy belongs to you. I want you so bad, but not too fast. It's not your fault. We can't pretend because we both in the wrong.
He then goes over his regrets, wishing he never met her. Tyler realizes he could have anything he wanted because of his wealth, but he could never buy her choice, and how this whole situation has really taken a toll on him.
I wish that we never met. I wish that we ain't connect. Like Lego, connection good, but mixed signal. If you say so, like cardio. We set up and down, but we didn't blink. Felt like dirty dishes cause we wasn't sync. I swear to God, if you and him never link, I tear that ass up like someone stole. I make them glass balls roll back to your skull. Call it till number where you wanna go. The fuck do he got that I don't got a lot of? That go my ego again, that's the problem. The fuck you expect, I go get what I want. I want you to say you pick me with your voice. I'm 25 love, but I came by your choice. You priceless to me, but that's not the point. You got me out here smoking joints. You got me out here losing point. I'm canceling shoots and I'm canceling flying.
This is Tyler's heartbreak. She danced with him and led him on, and now he stood here, standing alone, confused, because he thought she wanted to dance.
I wish that we had better timing. I'll say a dance just for you. So don't forget about me. Ba, 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 da. I'll say a dance just for you.
Shut your ass up. Dedicated to the haters, the non-believers, and the disgruntled. Oh no, I don't want you to leave. I want you to stay right here and watch Tyler rise to the top. Feels better that way.
Rise talks about Tyler's haters and doubters watching him from the bottom as he enjoys his new life. Daisy World of course provides beautiful vocals, and Rise is Tyler's revenge on everyone who looked down on him. After an amazing 3-album run, a Grammy win, the success of Camp Flop Gnaw, and 2 back-to-back #1 albums, each selling over 100K first week, Tyler's rise to the top is undeniable. But even in all this success, we still hear him pleading for her not to go at the end of the track, proving that he still needs her.
Please just stay. Please don't go. Please just stay. Please don't go. Please just stay. Please don't go yet. Please just stay. Please don't go yet. Please just stay. Please don't go yet. Please just stay.
Juggernaut is a return to form for Tyler the Creator.
I just cut some fresh lemons, where's the sugar? Lemon in my A, lemon in my L.
It opens up calm, but the beat switches to a beat that could have easily been on Cherry Bomb.
Yeah. What it is, it's that nigga T, skin look colored in, riding in, double R, that's that color in, pulling in, that 400 grand, I just ordered this, Switzerland, Lake Geneva, where I spend my summer in.
Uzi then comes in and gives us his best feature of the year, and Pharrell ties up the back end of the song with a verse that doesn't disappoint.
Double C on my feet, double G on my freak, Louis V by my brick. She want kick it with me, she better eat it and leave. She try to save her the place, but keep eating my meat. We can't see none of them grow, she keep eating my seed. Got an E and a B on the back of the CT. I'm done with the 12, got a V16.
But where Pharrell really shines is with his production.
In the exit, last year more than what Google say my net is. I got chatted with the sass in it to the exit.
Wilshire is Tyler laying it all out on the table. He goes through the whole relationship, from the day they met to the day they confess they have feelings for each other. He explains how his morals went out of the window when he fell in love with her. He talks about her man catching on and trying to keep her away from him. He also talks about inviting the girl to spend a week with him, and the multiple dates and shopping sprees he took her on. Tyler then talks about the eventual end of the relationship, when she eventually comes clean to her man. They then decide to call it off, and this makes Tyler physically and emotionally sick.
Your lips really dry, something is off. You ask if I got her, I ask if you got her. We tripping on words, nobody is lying. Akuna Matata, we sat in the car and cried for an hour. My shirt looked like a shower head, got it. We called it off. I'll skip the details, but that night I seen hell. You was in a room I was paying for, I took 3 L's.
He feels betrayed because she got to have her fun, but still got to go back to her man at the end of the day. Something Tyler confirmed about this track is the fact he recorded this on a reference mic in 2 takes. This is why the track feels very raw, and you can even hear the pops on the mic, because he didn't have a pop filter. This track is a representation of Tyler letting her go. Tyler closes the album with Safari. It seems like he's moving on, and is going to focus on stacking his money and enjoying his life while he still can. This is my favorite album that has dropped this year so far. The storyline, the production, and Tyler's passion on tracks like Wilshire and Sweet, as well as features from Brent and Fana Hughes. This is an incredible album. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. And this is the end of Tyler the Creator's album, Rollout. I've now covered the whole thing, from the first appearance at the Billboards in LA to his performance at the BET Awards. Thank you for sticking with me through it, and if you're new, make sure to subscribe. Please leave a like, and I will see you in the next one.